This is Greek Myth Minis, a retelling of my favorite stories from Greek mythology, inspired by Stephen Fry's trilogy, Mythos. And today, I'm going to be telling you how one of the greatest Olympian goddesses, Athena, was born. You've probably heard of Athena. Her name conjures up a fearless fighter, and your friend's pet lizard. She was one of the 12 all-powerful gods on Mount Olympus, and she was Zeus's favorite child. And as you'll see in this episode, she came into the world with a bang and a clang. That's called foreshadowing. This story starts like many in Greek mythology, with Papi Grande Zeus drinking a bit too much ambrosia, the nectar of the gods, and being filled with an irresistible desire to penetrate a pretty proletariat princess with his princely penis. His divine dick, his celestial shaft, his immortal instrument, his eternal ejaculator.
Okay guys, that's plenty of sexual alliteration. Can we just move on with the story?
Okay. Zeus wanted to put his stately stick in a woman who wasn't his wife. This woman was named Mentis, and she had been Zeus's mentor and had practically raised him.
Zeus, stop looking at me like that. I'm like a mother to you.
You're still super hot. You're like a mom I'd like to And thus was born one of the most disgusting, one of the most vile, and one of the best acronyms for hot mothers. Zeus and Mentis kept flirting and began a playful game of chase.
Oh no, don't catch me. I totally wanted to catch me.
Mentis tripped and fell into a conveniently receptive position. And Zeus, who was quick at her heels, fell right in her, on her, then in her. Immediately after their cooperative congress, Zeus started feeling what self-absorbed, charming players everywhere feel after sexual conquest. Was this morally correct? Have I been selfish and pursued my own interests while throwing her feelings to the curb? You felt that? Menace noticed Zeus's remorseful look, so she engaged him in pillow talk to keep the mood steamy and sultry.
Hey, I bet if I turned into a fly, you couldn't catch me.
Is she serious? We just played this game.
Okay, sweetie. Go ahead.
Menace turns into a fly, and Zeus quickly transforms into a lizard and eats her. Guess it wasn't love at first bite. God. Later that night, Zeus gets an awful headache. It felt like somebody was banging and clanging dishes around inside his head. Luckily, his best bud, the Titan Prometheus, had an idea. Look, Zeus, we're probably a few thousand years out from having ibuprofen or safe surgical practices, so let's say we split your head open and see what's going on. Zeus quickly consents to this idea, and wait, that's it? Zeus just says, sure, split my head open. Yeah? What? Fine, whatever. Just seemed like a part of the story that needed some explanation, that's all. They send for a sharp axe and split Zeus's head open. Do it. Just go ahead and do it. Is that it? I feel like these special effects aren't very convincing. And what walks out of Zeus's open skull? You guessed it. A fully armored, grown-ass woman. Who was it? Athena? Warrior princess? Everybody watching this already thought of that joke 3 minutes ago. Come on. Turns out, Metis had crawled up inside Zeus's head and given birth to a badass baby. And being a bit of a helicopter mom, Metis thought, what can I give my baby to survive in this cruel world? Armor. Maybe a sword. Yeah. Babies need swords. Oh, come on. She forged armor and weapons in Zeus's head. Out of what? The iron in his diet? So this is the part of the story that's too hard to believe. Really. You were okay until here. Athena grew to be the goddess of many things. Law and justice, platonic love and beauty, and the strategy and planning of war. Her temple of worship was the Parthenon, which means virgin in Greek. Because she never let a man touch her god bod, some think that Athena represented lesbian love. The Greeks especially revered her because she gifted them the first olive tree. In fact, Athens is named for Athena. Oh, and very importantly, in a time before cars, she invented the bridle. Ooh, I love bridal showers. The bridle for horses.